And so the first thing we're going to do is create a new project. So right over here on the left side, click create new project. We're going to name this project. What do we want to name this project? Half Read Books, right? Because that's the dev site I'm going to create. And this is just going to be educational purposes. Okay. Tell us what it's for. Educational purposes. There you go. Create project. All right. I don't have any resources to move yet, so we're going to skip this for now. Okay, so then on the left side, we're going to go to networking, and then we're going to go to domains up here. And then we're going to enter a domain, and this one is halfreadbooks.com. All right, so now we have to update our name servers in our DNS records. So here you'll see Half Read Books. I'm already in here, and I'm just going to go to DNS. So it should be under domain, manage DNS. And then right now you'll see that it's currently controlled by GoDaddy name servers. So then on GoDaddy, I'm going to click up here where it says name servers, and then change name servers, and then I'll use my own name servers, right? And so then we go back to DigitalOcean and we copy this value here. So copy and paste that, and then name server 2, we're going to copy that and we'll paste that as well. And then we have a third name server. You don't always get 3 name servers. DigitalOcean does. But then we're going to go ahead and save that. Oh, so it looks like I got to remove this period here at the end. I don't know why DigitalOcean gives it to you with the period at the end. But if you remove the period, it'll work. All right, and so now our request is in progress, and this will just take, it can take anywhere. Usually it's done within 5 minutes. It might take longer than 5 minutes. But while we wait for that, we're going to go back to DigitalOcean. And now that we're pointing these name servers to our domain, what we're going to do next is go back into the project that we created here, Half Read Books. And then we're going to create a droplet. So right here, you'll see where it says create droplet. You can also do it from the left side. If you click into droplets, you can create a droplet. Either way works. So we're going to create a droplet. Depending on where you are, you want to pick a region closest to you. I'm in the Midwest, so it doesn't really matter which one I pick. So I'm just going to keep it to the default. And then we're going to go to the marketplace. And in the marketplace, we're going to look for this one right here, WordPress Ubuntu, right? And you might be on a different version depending on when you're watching this video, but that's the one that we're going to click on. That's the one we're going to work with. For my purposes, I don't need a managed database, and most websites don't, right? Premium Intel, $8 a month. It's 1 gigs. And so this really, depending on what your needs are, you might be going higher. You might be going, well, you can't really go any lower. But this is what I'm going to go with. And you can always upgrade, right? So like if you're like, oh, 1 gigabyte of CPU isn't enough, always upgrade, right? To 2 gigs or 4 gigs or 8 gigs. Depending on what you're going to use it for this, because it's only a WordPress website, I'm just going to go with bare bones. I don't need any additional storage. And backups, I don't need any backups, right? If you're just trying to learn, don't worry about creating backups. Next, we're going to do this. So there's 2 ways to do it. One is you can set up an SSH key. We're not going to go through that since I'm assuming that most people watching this video are beginners. We're not going to include improved metrics monitoring. You could include it. It doesn't really matter. But then what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and, for the sake of keeping everything simple, I'm not going to include it. But then we're going to change the host name, and we're going to call this one Half Read Books. And we're going to use title case, and then we're going to go ahead and click create droplet. All right, and so you'll see that it's creating the droplet here. All right, and so you can see the droplet's been created. So go ahead and just click on it, and it'll bring you to this screen here. And what we want to do is we want to attach our domain to it. So go back to Half Read Books, and here domains, click into that. And then host name, we're going to do the @ symbol, and we're going to connect it to our Half Read Books here, and then create record. And then we're going to do that again, but we're going to do www, and then also connect it to Half Read Books and create record. And what that does is it essentially it handles the domain, right? So it's your A record. So when you go into halfreadbooks.com, it points it to this droplet, because you can have multiple projects, you can have multiple droplets, and so you want to make sure that it's pointing to the correct droplet. All right, and so now we can go back into Half Read Books and we'll click back into here. All right, and so now that we're here, we want to go ahead and check back on our DNS records. So I'll update this here and see if they've been updated. Name servers, DigitalOcean. So our name servers are updated. And now if I go to halfreadbooks.com, you'll get this message, and that's because we haven't set up WordPress yet. But this is good. That means everything worked. If you're still getting a like temporary landing page URL, if you're still getting like a temporary landing page, then it's just not updated yet. But now that our domain name here points to this, we can go ahead and complete our installation. So what we want to do is on the right side here, we're going to click on this console, and it's going to open this new window. So what you'll see is you'll get this information the first time you launch it. You'll get all of this information here. Take a moment to read through it. But once you do read through it, what we're going to do, let me make this smaller here. What we're going to do is our domain subdomain name. So in this case, it's halfreadbooks.com. Okay, and now it's asking for an email address that will be tied to our WordPress. And for this one, I'm going to do my email address. And then the username is going to be your WordPress username. So most people are tempted to do admin. Do not do admin. It's poor security measurements. So we're just going to go ahead and create it as David. Okay, and now for the password, you want to make sure that you're not using the same password that you created for your Digital Ocean Droplet. Make sure there are two different passwords. This is the password that is specifically for your username to log into WordPress once it's up and running. And you're not going to be able to see anything you're typing, so make sure you spell your password correctly the first time around. All right, and then for this blog title, again, because we're going with the theme of Half Read Books, we're going to call it Half Read Books. And then the information is correct, so we're going to type in a Y. And it does use Certbot, so we're going to get a free SSL certificate here, so you don't have to buy one, which is really nice. And so we're just going to type in yes. All right, and so here, just enter your email. This is going to be used for SSL, or Let's Encrypt, if they need to send you any communication. So if your certificate's going to expire or there's any other type of issue with your SSL, this is where they'll reach out to. Otherwise, they don't reach out to you. So go ahead and put your email in there. And then we're going to say, yes, we read the terms of service. And then we're going to leave this part blank, right? So if you leave it blank, it'll select all of the options. Otherwise, you can select 1 and 2, or just 1 or just 2. I recommend doing it on all your domains. So we're just going to leave it empty. All right, so now that it's done running, I want to scroll up a little here. When you get the SSL certificate, sometimes you might get an error if your name server isn't updated or for whatever reason. So just make sure that you do get this successfully deployed certificate message. After that, you'll be good to go. And now you'll see here it's successfully installed WordPress. So now if we go back to our website and we click on refresh, here is our WordPress website. And now if I just do WP admin, and then the username, I believe it was David, and then the password, if I can spell this correctly. And now we're logged in. So that's all it takes to set up DigitalOcean on WordPress. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave a comment below.